Welcome to the game, welcome to the show. Home of the Hall of Fame where the legends go. Canton Classics, all in for victory. This is our time now, we're making history. Gridiron Giants with champion DNA. From the top down, striving for greatness every day. No days off, just hard work that pays off. Leave it all on the field, even if we're carried off. This is our house, our field, and our arena. Our legacy, leave our mark for non-believers. Our team's a band of brothers with one goal, one vision, one mission, we won't fold. Let us take you behind the scenes where the owner's sweet view as we take over the league. We take you behind the scenes with the owner's sweet view from section 330. With the owner's sweet view from section 330. With the owner's sweet view from section 330. Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world and whenever you've tuned into this, and hit that play button. To all of you, if you are a football fan, then you are in the right place. If you are an esports fan, you too are in the right place. If you are a native of the great state of Ohio, not even just a native, maybe you're just a resident of the great state of Ohio, or just a lover of the great state of Ohio, then you are also in the right place. My name is Christian Alacio. I'm a professional race car driver, two-time published author, reality TV personality, and now the co-owner of this thing that we're here to talk to you about right now, the Canton Classics. And this is my co-host, although that sounds a little impersonal. Let me rewind that. He's not just my co-host, all right? I'm talking about my friend. Yeah. I'm talking about my teammate. I'm talking about my partner. I'm talking about my brother.
Right.
Adam Chance of the absurdly popular country band Home Free, which is just crazy, all the cool things he's doing. And this is Section 330, the podcast powered by the Fatherhood Festival and Gutsy Organic. What's up, Adam?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, super stoked to be finally sitting down to do this, and couldn't be more excited about everything that we've got in the works right now.
Absolutely, man. Excited to talk with you about some of this stuff.
Yeah, man.
So if you have stumbled upon this podcast, I'm guessing that you are possibly a racing fan and are wondering, what is Christian doing? You are a possible country music fan, and you're wondering, what is Adam doing now? Maybe you're an esports fan. Maybe you are a football fan, and we welcome all of that. And maybe you just got here by happenstance, right? You're just scrolling through a list of new podcasts, checking out what's new. You saw this, you saw the thumbnail, it looked interesting. But either way, you're here now. We want you to stay, have a seat, welcome aboard. We're going to try to make this thing fun and informative and insightful and just kind of talk about what we're doing. So right now, if you're me anyway, my question would be, what is Section 330, right? Okay, you got me here. Why am I here? What even is this? Section 330 is your skybox. People of Canton, people who love football. This is your inside look into what it's like into running a professional simulation football league esports team. From top to bottom, we're going to run all through it, man. We're going to show you how we've built the organization, what this thing is about. We're going to introduce you to some of the players, some of the staff, all of that. And you get to witness it live. You get to witness it as it happens, as the moments happen. You've got that bird's eye view because you are sitting here with us in Section 330. Of course, the 330 is in reference to the area code of Canton, Ohio. And if you're a native, then I'm sure you recognize that number right away. You said, oh yeah, man, that's my city. And we are family now because we are representing the city in the Simulation Football League. And of course, now you're wondering, well, what even is the Simulation Football League and why haven't I heard of it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I find myself asking that question all the time now that we are a part of this thing because it is such a fun concept and such a cool thing to be a part of, honestly. So if you are one of those people, like Christian said, that maybe just stumbled upon our channel or this podcast or our social media, the SFL is ultimately a football league simulated in a video game, except that all of the coaches and all the players are actually real people. So what that means is you can be in charge of a player, you can be the coach, you can be the scout, you can be the GM even. Even the broadcasters are real people. It's ultimately an e-sport, except it's completely controllerless, which means that you don't have to be the most skilled player to be a part of it and to succeed. So how that works is if you're in charge of your own player, you get to choose which stats they upgrade between the games. You get to choose the gear that they're wearing or the number on their jersey. If you're a coach, you study the opposing team's playbooks, and it's your job to put in your playbook for each game. And then come game day, everybody just sits back and enjoys the game. So you cheer on your teammates and your friends, your family, your player, all on the field. It's a blast. I kind of think of it as something between fantasy football and actually being a part of a real pro football organization. It's like fantasy football, but on a completely other level. It's very social. It's very interactive. There's like a virtual locker room for you to be a part of. That's half the fun right there. You're in there with your teammates, your coaches, your general manager. It's all very real. I mean, if you're a player and you want to test free agency, you can even do that in the off season. And at the end of the day, everything about it is very professional and it feels very professional. And one of my favorite things about it is it doesn't matter your skill level, your age, your background. I mean, there's men, there's women, young and old. You got boomers playing right alongside millennials and Gen Zers, like living in harmony. If you can even imagine that world, it's happening here. It doesn't matter what your background is, what you believe, where you come from. You're welcome here at the Simulation Football League, and that's also a really beautiful thing about it. And all that being said, not only are the games on YouTube and Twitch, but it's even internationally broadcast. It's on ESTV, it's on Next Level Sports, so that means you can even watch games on your satellite provider. It's on Roku, it's on Spectrum, Apple TV, Fubo, it's all over the place. So not only are you out there on the field, but people around the world are watching and hearing your name get called. And that's just such a cool and unique concept. So hopefully that sums it up. It's just a really fun thing to be a part of.
Absolutely, man. Could not have said that better myself. And if you are maybe you're a Browns fan, maybe you're a Bengals fan, instead of taking that over to fantasy and you're cheering on your Joe Burrow, you're cheering on your Jarvis Landry, and you're cheering on those guys week in and week out. This is an opportunity for you to actually get into the game. You're now cheering on yourself, and just interacting. That I think that's just such a cool thing, man. We all love the game of football. That's how we got here, is because we all love the game, and this is just a way to make it so much more interactive. The game of football has so many great parallels to life. There's so much to learn just about the human experience through the game of football, the highs, the lows, the victories, the losses, all of that. And you get to experience all of that with your team in real time, man. Adam and I, fortunately, we're teammates on the San Jose flight. Mm-hmm. And we haven't lost a game yet, even going back to the preseason. Adam, we didn't even lose that game, So we don't know what it's like yet to lose a game in the SFL, but we definitely know what it's like to win one, and just what a great feeling that is to be gathered around a bunch of your teammates who have the same passion, the same drive, and are here just to have a good time. And we're high-fiving it up. We're saying great play, good job, good touchdown, good this, good tackle. I say that to Adam a lot, man. He's been making a ton of tackles, man. You've been everywhere, all over the field these last couple of games. Very impressed with what your player's been able to do, and we are. We're celebrating each other, man. Just as any football team would, and of course, because this is life, at some point we will lose a game, Adam. That's coming. That is coming, bud.
Hopefully not anytime soon. But you're right, it is happening at some
But
point.
it is, absolutely not anytime soon, man. But because that's on the way, I'm sure we will experience that just the same. We'll be there to pick each other up. We'll be there to motivate each other to get back on the horse, so to speak, and to keep charging forward. Um, and that's kind of what this experience is. And we're going to talk a little bit about how Canton fits in to that picture, how Canton fits into that experience right after these messages from the Fatherhood Festival.
Hi, my name is Josh Bach. I love pro sports, but by far, the most important thing in my life is my family. I love being a husband and father of 5. That's why I am proud to participate as a media partner for the Fatherhood Festival at the Hall of Fame Village in Canton, Ohio. Join us for this epic family experience on Friday, June 17th through Sunday, June 19th over Father's Day weekend with Hall of Famers Mike Singletary and Anthony Munoz and many more NFL greats. Of course, moms are welcome too. It's going to be fun for the whole family. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or for more information, go to fatherhoodfestival.com.
Wow. So as you can see, man, some really cool things going on this summer in Canton, Ohio, in the Hall of Fame city. The Fatherhood Festival being one of those things, man. Such a cool day to be a part of on Father's Day weekend. So if you've got the time, if you're a dad yourself, or if you know a dad, then if you're in the area, please do get out there. I think that's going to be super, super fun, man. Great day for football.
Exactly.
But as we're talking about how Canton fits in, let's talk a little bit about the SFL expansion. So currently, right now, in the Simulation Football League, there are 24 teams, 24 great markets. Atlanta, I think of the Florida market. I think of Portland. I think of Louisiana. I think of all the Texas teams. You got Los Angeles. How could you forget about Los Angeles, right? You got so many great organizations around the league that are represented in this digital space. And so when they mentioned that there was going to be an expansion, when they mentioned that the league was growing, this thing is expanding because it's becoming so popular.
Right.
Everybody wants to get in on this. If you've got one of those satellite providers, go check out one of the games. I promise you will not be disappointed. You're going to start to think, man, this is kind of interesting. And then when you learn that you can be a part of it, it's very easy to see how the trap is set, right? It's kind of like a fly trap, right? You see how the fly trap is set. You're looking at it. It looks very inviting.
Slippery slope.
And that's how you end up in the league. So many people have ended up in the league because of that route and that avenue that the league is now forced to bring more teams in. So we're going from 24 teams to 28 teams. The commissioner came in and he says, hey, we're taking bids now, just like the real NFL, just like the real professional football leagues. We're taking bids, cities who want to be a part of this thing. But we're not just going to be taking anybody. We're only going to be taking the best of the best of these bids, right? Adam and I, like I said, we are teammates on one of the minor league franchises, the San Jose Flight. That's where we connected. That's where we met. And it's been such a blessing to know this guy in the short amount of time. I think because we worked together so dedicated with this, we've been so tireless with this that it seems like we've known each other way longer.
Yeah, man.
Than we actually have. We've probably crammed about a good 3 years worth of communication into the few months, man. That we've known each other. So it just made sense for us to collaborate on this partnership and to try out and go and get one of these bids. Yep. But it wasn't without conflict, was it, Adam? It wasn't without challenge. It wasn't without a hurdle. What were some of the hurdles that we were going to have to jump through? Some of the hoops we were going to have to get over in order for us to get an expansion team.
Oh man! And first of all, I'd like to say it's just an honor Knowing you as well, buddy. I mean,
thank you.
there's a reason that you and I are here together, and despite all of these hurdles that we'll be talking about, that we've made it through, all these hoops that we've jumped, we've made it here. Everything's happened for a reason here, and that's why we're here, sitting here having this conversation right now. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. I think our first thing was that you talk about the triangle of awesomeness and people being in their roles, and Christian and I are guys that we want everyone to be in their role and doing what they're the best at. And as soon as you and I joined the SFL, that was the first thing that you and I thought of.
Yeah.
We love being a player. It's great being a player, and we have a great time, and that's what most everyone is there for. But you and I we had our sights set on something bigger. We had a bigger vision for not only owning a team, but for the league itself. And that's why we're here, and that's why we're hopefully in a few days going to get that ownership bid.
Yeah, absolutely, man. 100%. When you and I connected on this, man, I just saw so much similarity. We're in different industries outside of this, right?
Yeah.
I'm in professional sports. Adam's in professional music, but even in those differences, there are so much similarities, right? It takes the same kind of competitive nature, that same kind of drive, that same kind of will that it takes to be successful in either one of those markets. And I think those directly translate to what we're doing here in the Simulation Football League. You and I come from some backgrounds, too, that don't necessarily equal what we have become today.
Right.
And that's not me being boastful or anything like that. I'm just being real about it. The backgrounds we come from don't necessarily equal, country music star. They don't necessarily equal professional race car driver.
Right.
But we got here because of that. Right. And I think that's something really, really special. So when they said that this typically doesn't happen for guys like you, we did not take that as an acceptable answer, man.
We didn't care.
Yeah, I no, absolutely not. But and that's what we heard. We heard, look, you guys are brand new to the league. You guys are minor league players working your way, trying to get onto a pro team. You guys don't have the coaching experience. You guys don't have the GM experience. You guys don't have this, and you don't have that. But let me tell you something right now. When I look back on my life and I look at how many things that somebody would say I was underprepared for, and it never stopped me from getting that, because grit and determination is such a bridge. It's such a bridge whenever you see a gap, man. That will and that determination to get to the other side will take you so far, man. I thought, you know what? It hasn't failed me yet. I don't think it's going to fail me now. And let's go ahead and do this anyway. I know what they're saying to us, Adam. I know they don't think we can do it. But I'm telling you, you're wrong. You're wrong. We do stuff like this all the time. It just takes a little bit of creativity and finding out, what it is that the people are looking for, providing that, bringing so much value to the league that how could they turn us down?
Yeah.
How can you say no? We're bringing too much value to you. And that's what we did. We started putting this bid together. Adam had an idea for Nashville, which was great. Actually, I looking back at the colors,
Thanks, man.
The scheme, yeah, man, I loved what you did with that. I love how it was formulated. I had an idea for Maui. I thought that was a cool concept. Hawaii loves football, man. And unfortunately, because I'm thinking largely because of the geographical location, it's not likely that they're going to get a professional football team. It would just cost too much to get teams in and out of there. As far as it goes, right? You got to look at the overhead and the bills when it comes to the business side of it. But I thought, you know what, in this digital space, because it's so affordable, we can maybe do that there.
Yeah.
And then this opportunity came here, man, with the guys at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, right? The Hall of Fame Village, the Darren Grays of the world. By the way, Darren is the person who is organizing the Fatherhood Festival, and he's had such a long history and such a long career in football. Couldn't think of a better guy to partner with on this, and the more we got to talking, the more we realized Canton deserves a football team, a professional football franchise. How could you not, man? This is the Hall of Fame city, right? Right. This is football.
Yeah.
Canton is football, man, and these guys haven't had a team since the mid 2000s in the indoor league, and then that team folded. I'm assuming because of some kind of financial issue. What's great about running a team here in the SFL, the financials are not the same, much more affordable. You know, you don't have some of those things that you deal with on that side, man. But let's stop giving so much credit to the Lombardi era. You know, they were great, of course they were. But the Lombardi era doesn't happen without Canton. Am I right?
That's absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
If we wouldn't have football as it is today, everybody knows about Lombardi, but Lombardi wouldn't be there without Canton.
100%, man. 100%. And so that's what we want to do. We wanted to take a city that was known for football and to kind of resurrect that.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring that great spirit back. You know, the Hall of Fame is there. It's right there at the center of it. It's a shame that there is no professional football franchise that is operating, there.
Right.
And that's what this was going to be. But even better than just having a professional football franchise, it's something that you, the natives, can be a part of. This is something that the local Cantonites can very much be a part of, whether it's you want to be a fan of it, whether you want to be a player, whether you want to come work on the staff. This is that, man. We're bringing it there. And in a way that the SFL hasn't seen before. Yes, they've got the TV coverage, and that's fantastic. That's great. I think they do a brilliant job of that. You've got the content shows that go on. Every week there's a show called Crunch Time. It's very much like an ESPN style of show. It's like Sports Center, but for the SFL, where they go over everything. There's good interviews, there's great insights to all that stuff, and they do a fantastic job of it. But I still think there's another gear. There's another gear that we could shift into. There's another gear that we can go into, and that's what the Canton Classics, ideally, the way we see it, should we get this bid, is going to be a level of interaction with the actual people in the city, a level of fandom that hasn't been seen before here, man. And like I said, we're family. It's going to take you guys out there listening to do it. And we're going to appreciate you every single step of the way. We're going to try to win as many games as possible, man, and just really bring that championship legacy back to the city of Canton. 1922 and 1923, the Canton Bulldogs were the first ever back-to-back NFL champions.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and recreate that here in the SFL. Why the heck not? I don't see a reason why we wouldn't be able to do that, man. So
100%.
And we talk about those 10 expansion bids. They're looking at there was a bid put in for Seattle. There was one for Lincoln, Nebraska. They're trying to bring a team down to El Paso, the Great Lakes area.
New York.
You're talking New York. Yeah. Great football towns, man. And some not so well known ones, right? Honolulu was in that.
Yeah.
Richmond was in that. So many good ideas. Indianapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
All of those are in that, man, which would be our Midwest rivals should we get the team and should they get their teams, which I think is fun. I don't know how that's going to go over for me. I actually live here in Indianapolis being a race car driver, so not quite sure how that works out. Am I going to be pelted with rotten tomatoes as I walk the streets? I don't know, but I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to take that, man, if it means that we can bring something cool to a city that deserves something cool. Very much you guys here with the Canton Classics.
A Gutsy a day, every day. Eating one of our fresh and delicious signature blends of Gutsy Organic on a daily basis is an extremely convenient and tasty way to positively manage and impact the overall benefits of your health. Improving the wellness of your entire body begins with a healthy gut, and Gutsy Organic makes it so easy. Visit GutsyOrganic.com, that's Gutsy with a Z, to learn more about how the bacteria in your gut affects your everyday and to find out where you can get the world's best tasting prebiotic snack in your area today.
Adam, tell them about Saturday. What's going on Saturday, and why that's a big deal.
Yeah, this Saturday is the championship game of the Simulation Football League Season 18. So another cool thing about the Simulation Football League is they're able to have 2 full seasons every calendar year. And that just means that instead of having to wait the long off season for football to start over again, which every football fan hates, there's football year round. So not only do you have the seasons twice a year, you've got minor league seasons that takes place in between, and that's where all the new players come in. Like Christian had talked about before with our team, the San Jose Flight, and it was our introduction to this league. And I'm telling you, it's just as much fun to be a part of that as it is to eventually go on and be in the pros. So you've got football going on year round. So what we're dealing with Saturday is the Season 18 championship, and at halftime, that's where 4 of these 10 bids are going to get announced. And Christian and I and the people that we've got working around us are very confident that we're going to get our names called.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You said off season, and I'm sure somebody listening cringed, man. Hardcore cringed.
That's a bad word. That's a bad word. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Every football fan deals with that when the off season comes around, especially if your team was not the one to win the Super Bowl. You got to wait a whole calendar, to get going again, and to try it. So you're absolutely right, man. The frequency and amount of football that goes on is great. Starting out in the minor leagues, building your player up, and then having a real live draft day.
Yeah.
The same as they do, in real football. I think that's an amazing level of immersion that you can't get from Madden. You can't get that from, any of the video games that you're used to kind of playing. This is not that. This isn't that. This isn't for that type of experience, man. This is something completely new. And this Saturday, we're going to find out if the Canton Classics are a real thing, if this is now a real franchise that has been brought to life. And I'm telling you right now, man, when if they call our names, which I do believe they will, I'm expecting that. And on Saturday, if they call our name, nay, when they call our names, Hall of Fame City, you are back.
Yeah.
So join us on the next episode of Section 330, where we're going to start talking about finding a general manager for this thing, finding the rest of the team, a head coach. We're going to need an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. You're going to want to come back and check us out on episode 2. We'll see you then.
Find out more about the team at CantonClassics.com. Or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Canton Classics. Find out more about the SFL at simulationfl.net.
With an owner sweet view from Section 330. With an owner sweet view from Section 330, yeah.